Here we go. We're in school age 6 to 12. Now, notice that age, 6 to 12. It's school age, and here, the thing that's supposed to be taught during that time is competence. Namely, I'm adequate, I'm competent, I'm capable, I can do stuff. These are the kids that will take risks. Not crazy ones, but realistic ones. And what is the opposite of competence? Inferiority, fear, fear-based thoughts. And then it says, if with love they will develop a sense of industry, they will love work like they do play instead of hate it. They will be curious, they will be capable, confident, adequate, smart. You got it? So, inferiority, how many of you have ever felt inferior in your life? Yes, that shows that in age 6 to 12, something broke in your love supplies. Okay, then we'll go to the next one. This is the big one, adolescence. This was the genital stage for Freud. Adolescence, age 12 to 18. What's supposed to happen in there? It says identity. You're supposed to fall in love with being a girl, with being a boy. You're supposed to start to realize, hey, I don't mind providing for my family. It's a great job for a man. Hey, I don't mind nurturing the children. It's a great job for a... Can you do both? Sure. Can males nourish children? Can women? I know women that make twice as much money as their males. That doesn't mean he has to have castration complex or something. The whole idea is we get identity as human beings. We get identity in our job mate, in our soulmate. And so here it comes. And without love, you will have role confusion. And watch this. Discovery of self. Come to see self as unique and integrated, male self, female self, and begin to make career choices. A man is actualized, a woman is actualized by work and love. What do I do that matches my true identity? Both of us were mothers and fathers. Both of us, some were carpenters, some were teachers, some were builders, some were on and on. So it's our identity in work and in love. Now watch this one. Early adulthood, 18 to 40. Some of you are in early adulthood. What do you learn then? Intimacy. And it doesn't just mean sex. Intimacy has 3 kinds. Emotional, verbal, physical. And still you haven't got to sex. Being physically intimate means non-sexual physical affection. Later on, we're going to give you a chart that has emotional bonding, verbal bonding, non-sexual physical bonding, which should be done from a parent to their child. And then number 4, we have sexual bonding. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll show you in that chart how healthy people go through those things and how sick people can't. So they compensate with sexual affection because they don't have non-sexual affection. They can't talk and they don't have a mystic bond. Most people don't even know what a mystic bond is. Okay, here we are, intimacy, not just sexual intimacy. And then it says over here on the right, resulting from having real self-parents, they can fall in love or progress in love. They commit to another person. They have marriage and children. They commit to a spouse, and then after you commit to a spouse, you commit to children. And it starts all over. So people who are whacked in the early adulthood stage, 18 to 40, will be isolationists. They'll have commit-ophobe. What's that? Well, I have this boy, I've been going with him for 14 years, but he won't marry me. Why? He's terrified. Why? Because he saw his parents fight and hate to be married, and on and on. Intimacy, isolation. Fall in love, commit to another person, stay with that person, marriage and children. Commit to children. So, there's a whole lot of people who have had trouble in early adulthood. And middle adulthood, 40 to 60, that's creativity versus selfishness. How many of you have been around older people and all they do is talk about themselves? They're whacked in that stage. They're selfish. You're an awful daughter. You don't take care of me. As far as create, 40 to 60 is a great time. You don't have kids around all the time. You can go do something like get a doctor's degree. My wife is now an Arbonne independent consultant. She sells Arbonne. She loves it. She's making more money than me. Creativity instead of, I'm going to sit home and mope because I'm old and all the children are gone and they don't call me every day. Right? Crossroads of life and time for re-evaluation. Create your own happiness. See? And what's the late adulthood, 60 plus? That's me. Integrity versus despair. How many people, when they get that old, they just sit and mope. They dwell on all the bad things they've done. They don't get integrity, which means being true to yourself. It doesn't just mean honesty. It means being true to yourself. Be happy. I look forward to my death. It's just as important to die as it is to be born. Right? So what do you think of those stages? Good. Find yourself in there because in the next few lectures we're going to teach you to go back to these stages and rescue yourself and unwhack yourself. And that's why I like this book. There are several books on inner child work. We'll mention some to you. But this one I like because Homecoming by John Bradshaw, because it reclaiming your preschool self, reclaiming your toddler, reclaiming your adolescent. And it's really cool. We'll work a little bit out of that book. Okay, so as you see the unfolding of the seed and the nourishing of the seed in these stages, you see a little bit about what should happen and when the love supplies are not there, then you'll see the bad things that happen. Okay, so you're beginning to see that through all these stages, honoring the feelings of the emerging, growing child is very, very important. And that would be the empathy we'll be talking about later. Okay? Later.